So how have you been?
Well, I've been good. We started spring practice last week, so kind of getting into the mix.
How has it been for you, coming to spring practice again?
It's been great. It's been a learning experience. I've been learning from most of the older dudes, and I've kind of been learning some safety this year instead of just staying in that corner. So it's a little bit different. A little bit of a switch up, but it's coming smoothly right now. Just with the older guys teaching me how to do it and stuff.
How was it last year learning from DBs like Jimmy Robinson and Akeem Dent? Just learning from them, learning their play style. Like, how will that help you for this year and this season?
Yeah, those two, they've always been around to help. Always somebody I could text or call when I got questions or anything like that. With Akeem, I would say a little bit more covering and recognizing formations. Jamie's a little bit more aggressive, like tackler and stuff. So Jamie's really smart though. So like learning formations. Jamie really knows everything. He knows the defense really well. So um it was very smooth last year learning from both of
hmm How would you describe your worth ethic?
them. I would say I work really hard. I feel like that's just how my parents raised me though. Like I've been like that since I was younger. Always putting the extra work when nobody's working. Just get extra work because it'll all show off and pay off in the future. So I think I have a really good work ethic. Just from my parents, they've always instilled that in me.
Who's been your biggest inspiration going through high school and also in college? Just who's always there to support you and be there for you?
Um, in high school, I would say Keaton Mitchell. He's a running back at ECU. He's into the draft this year. He's one of the older dudes I could look up to, really. He was always there. His dad took me in and started training me with him. Um, he just always giving me good advice and told me I could text him whenever I need a
hmm
text a call to see him going to the NFL now. He just declared this year. There's a big inspiration to me. And in college, I would say Shaheem Brown. Here he's my ringman. So when I first got here, he really helped me get the defense down and everything. And to see him go out there and play is like somebody I know is out there playing and making plays. It's a really big thing for me. So he's been my biggest inspiration just to keep going and keep lifting, showing me how to do things.
hmm So what is your best strategy to go against a specific player or a specific team? Like what's the best thing to do?
I would say watch film because everybody has tendencies. So certain players do certain things where they're running about to run a certain route. Certain teams line up a certain way. They only run certain plays out of certain information. So I would really say film study is a big part of preparing for teams and players when it comes to that.
Yeah. So what's like, going from baseball and basketball, why did you choose football over those sports?
Um, I already left it. I just fell in love with the game. I wasn't really big into basketball. I just played for fun.
hmm
Baseball, I kind of took more seriously. Um, but I didn't love baseball as much as I love football. I feel like if you don't love the sport, you don't need to be playing it. So
Yeah.
I really fell in love with the game of football. It was a big thing for me. It was just fun to me out there going around having fun with my teammates, my friends, all that. It was really more fun for me. Baseball is more serious, like for me. So football, it was just about the fun of the game.
Yeah.
I didn't want to lose the fun of the game, so football was the choice for me.
Why'd you pick FSU and, Florida State? They built such a big family there, and they're always talking about being together, communication. So why did you pick them over any other college in the US?
Florida State, they presented me with a great opportunity. It's not too far I'm from Atlanta, so it's only like 4 hour drive. It's not too far from my family. When I came here on my business and stuff, it was just a big family atmosphere. Everybody took me in. Really, Jordan Child was one of the first people I talked to when I came here. And he really took me in. He's been a mentor to me ever since I've been here. Somebody I can talk to. I'm always learning from him and talking to him. So really just a family atmosphere that makes you feel welcome, that everybody here wants to see you succeed no matter what. So that's what made me come here.
Were there any struggles that you had to overcome in high school or, just trying to pursue your dream to play football in college?
Definitely some big struggles. I would say the mind is one of the biggest struggles I would say in sports. Just your confidence level, like something bad happens, it's helping drive. So you have to get used to the game. The game is way faster than it is in high school. So I had to get used to that when I first got out here.
Hmm.
That was a big adjustment. That was the biggest adjustment I feel like I had to make, just the speed of the game. Because everybody here, it's not like high school, run all over everybody. Everybody here is probably the best player on their high school team. So the competition level and the fastness of the game is something I had to adjust to.
Why did you pick DB over other positions like wide receiver and quarterback?
I just really I have more experience at DB. I played quarterback all the way up to about seventh grade, and I started for defense there. And at the high school level, I played more. My first 2 years, I played defense only. I didn't switch to receiver until about my junior year, so I just felt really comfortable at DB. That's where I'm most comfortable at.
How was your experience like last season, playing your first game against Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, and also going 10-3 and going to the Cheez Bowl against Oklahoma?
Yeah, last season was a really fun experience. Um, I learned a lot because going against in practice, I'm going against Johnny every day. So I feel like that really got me better. Just learning your rare setting last year, learning everything from the other guys. The Louisiana game, that was really exciting for me. I felt like I had worked really hard to get to that point, and it was just a big step for me, a real excitement. I just like making my parents proud. My parents sacrificed a lot for me to get here. So to be able to go out there and play in that game was a really good experience for me. The past season was a really good experience for me too. Just being around the guys, hanging around them, getting to learn from all of them.
What are your greatest strengths as a football player?
My strengths, I would say, my technique. I really look a lot in the technique because if you just fast, it won't be for everybody. So my technique, I would say, is my greatest strength and knowing formations and things like that. Just learning from Jamie and the team and people like that, helping me out with the formation when I first got here, knowing what to do. I played multiple positions on the defense and the defensive backfield, so just knowing what to do and everything like that, I feel like those are my biggest strengths.
How's your communication and your relationship with all your teammates and the coaches, and how does that help you elevate your gameplay to understand each other?
Yeah, we're really big on communication and the defensive backfield. That's a really important part because when we have a breakdown, it's a touchdown. So they really focus on communication. It helps me elevate my game because we all know how each other play and where we're all supposed to be. So I feel like it's really big, like communicating and knowing how each other plays. So you know where your help is and you know how to play certain routes and things like that. It really helps you. We all know how to communicate and things on the field.
What is an opponent that you're really wanting to go against next season and just preparing for them? And how is that, that workout and just mentally getting prepared for them is for you?
Um, I, s- the opponent I'm looking forward to next year is Clemson. I would say Clemson just because we felt like we beat ourselves that game this past year. We took ourselves out of that game and just focusing on the mental mistakes we made. We made a lot of mental mistakes that game. Go back and watch more film. Like we've already been watching some film, so go back and watch more film and being better with communication while we're on the field. That's what really killed us, the communication that we had. So just working on those days.
You know, college is a really big thing in sports. A lot of people look forward to that. How do you like show people that you're the best and you're here to play and you're here to win?
I would say, just coming out with a mentality that you're the best in the field. You come out with the mentality like you're out there, you're the best, you always will win. Confidence is a big thing. I feel like in college football. If you come out there with confidence and the mentality like you're ready to win and hit somebody to know, then you always have a chance to win.
So, you guys play in a really hard division, playing against Clemson, all these hard teams. How is it for you to know that you guys go against other teams like LSU this season, just like last season, beating LSU last year? How is it for you guys to know that you could beat any other team in college, just getting to that point to the national championship and getting that trophy?
Yeah, we feel like we're kind of back at the top of college football now, where we should be, and we want to win the national championship. We worked really hard towards that. I give credit to the strength staff and the coaches, though. They push us really hard for us to get to this point. And we set the standard for ourselves and have high expectations. So really just that, and knowing we have a target on our back now, since we had a really good year last year, so teams are coming for us. And we know we can't settle, so that's what really pushes us.
So, Jamie Roberts is going to the draft, right? So how's it for you when teammates go to the draft? How's it for you to just stand up and just help the other guys just come up and just lift them up and just help them to succeed in this program?
Yeah, that's a really big thing. Like family, we preach family all the time. And to see somebody like that go in the draft that you played with, that's taught you when you first got here, you want to do the same thing for other guys. And you want them to do the same thing for the people that come after them. So just passing the torch down and being a good teammate, that's really what it's all about. Being a good teammate, helping everybody out, because everybody has the same goal to go to the NFL.
How is that motivation for you to just pursue that dream to go to the next level, just for you to go every game and just know that you can go to the NFL? How is that motivation for you?
Yeah, just providing for my family, just giving back to my mom and dad really is my motivation. And seeing Jamie do that, me and Jamie from the same area, so I knew him before he even got here. So seeing Jamie do that was a really big thing for me, a big inspiration to me, just to know I could do it too. Like he's done it, I could do it too. And he's poured a lot into me as a player, just showing me the way, showing me how to do things to get to my goal, my common goal, to get to NFL.
How did you get into football and, when starting and just loving the game?
Yeah, I've always been into football. My dad put me into football at 4 years old. It was it's a big tradition in my family. My dad went to Mississippi State for football. My uncle went to NC State for football. So it was just a big thing for my family. I didn't play any flag football. He threw me right at tackles. So yeah, kind of threw me in the fire a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just a big thing in my family. I got to keep the tradition going, make my parents proud and my family proud.
How was it like playing high school football in Georgia? Because I know that Georgia's such a big powerhouse for athletes in high school to just produce the greatest athletes in that state.
Yeah, every game is a challenge in Georgia. I feel like we have the best players in the nation. It's just very challenging. You got to be locked in and focused. There's a lot of competition. So if you don't show up one night, you'll get beat. Like there's no team I feel like you could just run over. Everybody has dudes on their team that are D1 caliber players. So you just got to come prepared to play and prepare the right way to play every game. Film is a big part of that too.
Growing up in Georgia, were you an Atlanta Falcons fan or were you a different NFL fan?
I've always been an Atlanta Falcons fan. My favorite player is Jalen Ramsey. So I've been a Falcons fan, but whatever team he's on, I cheer for that team also. But yes, I'm a big Falcons fan. They kind of disappointed me years, but hopefully they can turn around.
Yeah. So, like, looking at those NFL players, Jalen Ramsey, one of the best out there in the NFL, try to pursue that. What's like something that try to do every day just to be like him, to play like him, and just succeed at that level?
Yeah, I watch film on different players every day. For example, Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, Pastor Tan. I watch. Who else do I watch? Um, Ladarius Sneed. Just people that are in the league that I see making plays. I look up to. C.J. Gardner Johnson is one of them. Even though he went to Florida, I just try to watch as much NFL players as I can, so I can implement their techniques and stuff into my own game to learn from them how they do things.
So from Florida State, your rivalry with Florida and Miami, how tight is that just to go out there and just beat them every single year and just knowing that rivalry is so strong?
Yeah, it's just a must for us to win. We put a big emphasis on that. Those are the two games we always have circled on the calendar every year. The coaches put a big emphasis on that. We have to win the state. There's no fair buts about it. Those are the two games we have to win. Yeah, so it's a really tight run. Those are really big games for us.
So how has spring practice been for you? Practicing every day, watching film, going against, all these good wide receivers, and your teammates. Like, how is spring practice helping you to succeed in the season?
Yeah, spring practice is preparing me very well because everybody's competing for spots now, so everybody's going 100%. Nobody wants to miss a rep. There's a lot of competition. The coaches ramp it up a little bit, especially in the off-season condition with tour duty and all of that, challenging us. So it's been really good. It's been going smoothly for me so far, and then I'm making the position change. Well, not position change, but I'm learning, playing around different spots in the secondary. So just being more flexible as a player. I feel like you could play every position in the secondary. That's always a good thing. So being more flexible as a player is something I'm working on. And going against receivers is great every day. I feel like all of our receivers are good enough to play. And they all compete every rep. Nobody wants to lose a rep. So it's been really good. Just a lot of competition.
Yeah. How was your experience, going to the Cheez It Bowl and, just hanging out as a family, with your teammates? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was a really great experience going down to Orlando. A lot of fans showed up, so that was great. Then the team experience, we all had a lot of fun playing the game with each other, just relaxing with each other, not being so uptight, playing pool, having little parties and stuff like that. Just having fun, but also knowing that we have to win the game.
So, like, how is it managing school and football? Because I know a lot of kids have trouble, like, understanding or just going through that, managing football practice, spring practice, and also turning in those grades on time. How is it for you to succeed in that?
Yeah, school is a big part. They put a big emphasis on grades here. School it's been going really smoothly for us just because we have a lot of resources here with the tutors and the mentors and all the resources in the world to help us succeed in school. So it's been going smoothly. They don't make it hard for us. We have to turn in all our work on time. It's just doing your work and knowing what you're supposed to do, doing what you're supposed to do all the time. You can't slack off. They have all the tutors in the world and the mentors here to help us. So it's really smooth. They really care a lot about grades here, put a big emphasis on it.
How's, like, what's your favorite thing about Florida State? And also, like, what do you like about it? The city, Tallahassee, and just enjoying the community that you guys have there.
Yeah, I like it. It's like a college town, so it's a small community. Everybody here is really tight. It's not a big city, so it's not like everybody's spread out. Everybody here is really tight with each other. Everybody supports each other here. I feel like that's what I like the most. It's a big family. Even like from football to volleyball to baseball, softball, everybody here supports each other in everything that they do with the different sports. They come to our games, we go to their games, and everybody wants to see everybody win. So that's what I like about it the most, just the support system, how everybody supports each other.
Yeah, yeah. So for players in general, just football players, baseball players, seeing the projections before the season, how is it for you guys to know that you guys are in the top 10 projected to win the national championship this year? How is that mentality and how going with it?
Yeah, we know like we're top 10. We have a target on our back from all the other teams now. Just like they had a target on the back and we wanted to beat them, we beat them. Now we're in their position and we have a target on our back now. So we just know that we got to keep doing what we're doing and we can't slack off. If we slack off, then we'll get beat. So we got the same mentality as last year, try to win every game, go out there to win, fear no man. So just knowing that we have a legit chance to win this year is a big thing. We always wanted to be number one again, get back to the top. That's always been the main goal, and the coaches have been on this super hard this offseason, just knowing the potential this team has, the 2023 team. We got all these great players back here. Like, this is the team to do it, we feel like, and we feel like we can make it happen this year.
Yeah, you guys have a stacked team this year. So how is tradition for you here at Florida State? You guys have a big tradition, every game, after the game, when you guys win, you smash the team's logo. How is that for you guys, to just embrace that when you get there?
I would say tradition is a big part of what's going on here. Tradition is a really big thing. Just even with the players and all the old players coming back and talking to us before the games, at the victory walk and things like that. So tradition has always been a big part. Osceola and Renegade, that's a big thing for us. Just representing. We know we're not representing ourselves, but we're also representing the Seminole tribe of Florida. So, just put on the best representation we can, especially for the Seminole tribe of Florida, for them to allow us to use the Seminole and all that stuff. So tradition is a big thing here, I would say, and I really like the tradition. It's a big impact on us, and we talk about tradition here all the time. They put a big emphasis on it. Like when you first get here, all the freshmen have to go into a class in the summer, and you learn about the tradition of Florida State and how it became to get where it is now. So tradition is a big part of Florida State athletics here.
So what's your favorite part about game day? Because, college is so big. On game day, got to get ready for it. How is it for you guys as players,
So we go to the hotel at first. We have breakfast in the morning, and Coach Norvell gives us a speech, and we all sign the rock. We go to meetings. Like, everybody's really focused on game day. We go to meetings. My favorite part, I would say, is the walk, though, just to see all the fans lined up to see us and things like that. All the fans very enthusiastic, and seeing the smile on kids' faces when you give them dap or anything like that. I would say the biggest thing for me is the kids. Just knowing, like, I was in their position before, going to games at Georgia and things like that, wishing like I could get a high five and things like that. Stuff like that makes your day. So I would say just the kids, just to be able to see them and see them be happy and the enthusiasm from the fans. That's my favorite part of game day, really.
How is that motivation for you to see those kids and those, looking, just they're being motivated by you, How does that motivate you too?
Yeah, it just motivates me to know I got to keep doing what I'm doing and doing good, because those kids look up to me. So just like I looked up to certain players, they look up to me now, and I'm in that position. So just knowing, like, they see me make it, they feel like they can make it. Just like how I see Jamie make it, I feel like I can make it. They see me make it, they feel like they can make it. So that's what keeps me going. That's my inspiration.
Are there any like favorite restaurants you got in Florida State? Anything that you love to do on the weekends?
I'll say my favorite restaurant here is Clucious. It's in College Town. It's a seafood spot. I really love seafood, and the hospitality there is great. So if you come to a game, I would say go to Clucious. It's a great place to eat.
Gotta try it.
On the weekends, I like to go fishing. That's a big thing. So me and Jordan and Micah and Maurice, we'll all hop in the truck. Bryson, SDs, we'll all hop in the truck and go fishing out on the lake in Wakulla. Yeah, that's what we kind of do a lot. I would say fishing is the thing we do most on the weekends. It's really fun.
Do you love to fish near the city, or do you guys drive a little farther to the beaches, some of the bigger ones, or where's your locations, you know?
A little farther. I'll say we go out a little farther, yeah. We don't really fish in the city. We really go out farther away.
Yeah.
Out to try to go to the ocean, really go to the beaches and stuff like that.
How is it like, you know, living in Florida, you know, so many cities near you and colleges, you know? How's it like, you know, traveling to these cities, Miami, Orlando, you know, just enjoying off season or after you win a game, just enjoying those cities, you know?
Yeah, the cities are different. I feel like every city here is different in their own way. The only two cities I've been to so far is Orlando and Tampa. Orlando was really cool. I got to meet Mackenzie Milton for the first time. He played here. So that was really nice. Yeah, I would say I liked Orlando the most between the two cities. Just because of the people there, too. Like, it was Florida State fans everywhere. It was Florida State fans in Orlando. I didn't think there was going to be that many in Orlando. There was so many in Orlando. So, Orlando, I would say, is the city I like going to most.
So, you know, growing up as an Atlanta Falcons fan, what was it like, you know, looking up to those players, you know, Michael Vick, you know, players like that, just to see those players succeed in their level?
Yeah, the Falcons players, yeah, I the reason I used to wear number 7 is because of Michael Vick. So, the Falcons players have always had a big influence, I feel like, on the kids that go to the games because I know they had a big impact on me, and I love going to the games. Michael Vick was a really big influence on me. I feel like that's the only reason I started playing quarterback, and I wanted to play football so bad with me watching Michael Vick and not put on number 7 just like him. I wanted to be just like Michael Vick, so that was the Falcons players have big influence on us, and they always interact with the community. Going to see practices and stuff like that, they always make sure they interact with the kids and things like that. So I feel like they have a big influence on the kids in the city of Atlanta.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the Falcons. You know, they're in the community. Same with you guys. Florida State's always in the communities. I always see you guys helping the schools around you, the community, and, you know, how is it for you to just, you know that you're helping around you?
Yeah, it's just us making a positive impact, knowing we make a positive impact on kids and make their day. Because at the end of the day, you never know what somebody's going through. Kids may be struggling with things, and them seeing you may make their day. And that's just a big thing. What we're on here, getting in the community and getting out and helping. Coach Nerville really emphasizes that for us. So just making somebody's day. Because at the end of the day, people could be going through things that they don't talk about, and you doing one little thing can make their day. So that's a big part of it.
How is it for you guys, you know, to learn from these coaches, you know, that have succeeded very well? You know, Coach Nerville, you know, he's a really good coach. How is it, you know, learning from him, his speeches? How does that motivate you? How does that influence you to just do better and just help your teammates around you?
He's on us really hard. Specifically me. The coaches have been hard on me. I have a habit where I could get lazy sometimes and things like that. So just getting out of that habit, those coaches have really pushed me and helped me excel my game here. And Coach Neville's a good coach, a really good coach, and he likes to have fun with his players. I feel like he understands us. He tries to listen to us, and we listen to him too. So I feel like the coaches and players, we all learn from each other and learn how each other work, and that's what makes the relationship between the players and the coaches so good, and we communicate with each other and things like that. So, and then learning their coaching styles and learning how we like to be coached and things like that. Like they always show me tough love. That's just how I'm coached. So, um, them showing me tough love. That's how I was brought up by my parents and things like that. My parents have always been really hard on me, and them being hard on me. So I'm not with my parents, so they have to be hard on me and stuff like that. So, I just try to accept the coaching, be coachable the best way I can. Listen to everything they have to say and take it all in and try to apply it.
How is it playing with top players like Jordan Travis, Micah Pittman, Johnny Wilson, and just knowing that you're with these top guys, like you could do it,
Yeah. They they just make you better as a player and as a person too. Um, they're older guys, mentoring us, the younger dudes. So they have a really positive impact on the team. Um, they're kind of the leaders of the team, and they talk to us and keep us going. Even in practice, we're competing against them. They're making us better each and every rep. It's hard playing against them. Like they're really good players, so they make us better for us to be able to play all the other players and against all the other teams. They prepare us really well. Just those three, and some of the older players too. They prepare us really well. Just how good they are. So competing with them, it makes us better as a player, and talking to them makes us better as people.
Which one's more satisfying, getting an interception or a sack?
I'll have to go interception just because I play DB. Um, Getting the
Yeah.
sack is cool and all. We get the blitz every once in a while, but getting the pick is just I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about it. Just having the ball in your hands is just really great.
So off topic, from Florida State, watching this NFL season, Chiefs winning, very funny. you know, how is it? How is it to just watch and see these players? Back then it was like Tom Brady, Patriots always winning, and just see that Eagles and Kansas City just pop up, as the top teams.
It just shows like anything can happen as long as you put in the work. I feel like kind of like us, we kind of struggled these past few years, and last year we had a really good year. We're looking to improve on that. Kind of like the Eagles, kind of struggling a little bit, and they had a really good year and made it all the way to the Super Bowl. So just knowing, just keep being consistent with the work. It can show that anything is possible. Um, like the Chiefs, you got the Chiefs and teams like Georgia and Alabama who are up there every year. We're looking to compete with them this year. So just showing that being consistent in the work can get you a lot of places, take you far.
What is your favorite conference to go against? Big 12, Big 10, SEC, or ACC?
I'll say SEC. Just because most of the teams in the SEC are really tough, and those are really like the big games.
Yeah.
Like for instance, LSU. LSU was a huge game for us. Just the adrenaline rush you get just surrounding that game and things like that. So just all the big games, really, I would say. Playing Clemson too, that's an exciting game. Florida, those are like the bigger games are the more exciting games, I would say. Then all the fans, like the fans are amped up for all the big games as well. So it's a really good experience playing those bigger teams, bigger schools.
I've grown up, a lot in Arkansas, so I'm big on, there's a lot of Razorbacks fans here. Growing up seeing, they're always saying the atmosphere. How is it for you guys just to run out of that tunnel, hear the fans screaming, and just, seeing the other team and their fans, just the atmosphere. How is that for you just to take it all in,
The atmosphere here is crazy. It's really crazy. And Osceola and Renegade, when they plant the spear in the field, and the war chant in the stadium, it gets super loud. All the fans are always cheering us on, trying to take pictures and things like that after the game. And all the fans are super friendly, kind of like family, another part of our family. Um, so just for them, bringing the atmosphere like that is a big thing for us. The tradition with Osceola and Renegade, that's a huge thing for us, and all the fans are into it and things like that. I say the game that had the best atmosphere would be Florida. The Florida game was really crazy. Um, that game was really big for us. That atmosphere in the stadium was just surreal. Just looking around and all the fans doing the war chant, things like that, cheering us on. So yeah, the atmosphere here is really, really good, really good. And that's also crazy. I have a best friend that plays for Arkansas. So yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, a lot of Razorbacks fans here. So, how are you preparing? You got a couple years left still, but how are you preparing for the NFL, and how are you going to take that next step to succeed the next few years here, and also just to succeed in the NFL?
Yeah, just watching here. We watch a lot of NFL tape just to apply it into our game. So, keep watching NFL tape and trying to apply it into my own game. I'll say speed is a big part of it. Getting faster, getting stronger, um, putting certain movements into my game, just to get to where I need to go quicker. Things like that. Technique is a big part. Um, So yeah, I would say technique and just getting bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, um, so I can excel at the next level is a big part of it.
So, so you're number 37. How did you pick that number, and why? Just to know.
So there's a joke behind this. Um, Duke Duke Cooper had 37 his freshman year, so he always walks around is like, "Oh, you trying to be like me? You my mini me? All this, you know what I'm saying?" But no, I didn't choose that number. They just gave that number to me. No, I just rock with it. I just went with it. I'm gonna stick with it. Me and Duke have a good bond and good relationship. I learned a lot from Duke also. But him going around talking about I'm his mini me and I trying to be like him and stuff is a good little joke going around. So yeah, I'm gonna just stick with it. Yeah.
So how's it? In the locker room, guys, before a game day, right before you're about to run out, just start the game. How do you guys hype each other up? How do you guys lift each other up to to succeed in that game?
Really, there's not really too much talking going on. I would say before the game. Um, we all tell each other we love each other and let's go do it together. We always say we're together. We'll always be one. If somebody else mess up, it's on all of us. It's not on one person. We make sure everybody knows that, and we're all out there together. Coach Norvell comes in, gives his speech. He makes sure that we know we're ready to go. He pumps us like we'll run through a wall after his speech. So we just make sure we all know that we're all together as a team and we're in this together as one. That's a really big part of it.
So you guys are growing up. LSU first week, and going to those teams this next season. You know, how are you gonna prepare this off season and this spring, just mentally, physically, and also with your teammates to build a better relationship to go win it all this season?
Tour duty is a big part of that. They test us in tour duty. It's a real test. I thought we all get stronger and grow together during tour duty because it's a tough workout. So we all lean on each other to keep going, and teammates lift you up when you're down. And you're supposed to lift them up when you got them, hold them up when they're down and stuff like that. So just the off-season conditioning and things like that build us stronger together as a team, and going into the spring, competing with each other, competing against each other, that's growing us closer and better as a team. And in meetings, we're all learning from each other's mistakes and preparing for teams like LSU and Clemson and teams like that we've already played, and just watching film and correcting our mistakes that we made last year and going back and looking at it and things like that.
Well, thank you for doing this interview with me.
Sure, it's an honor.
You know?